Greetings, my dark folk, my dark friends. I had been going to make this video, but got caught up in a bunch of stuff I needed to take care of and wasn't able to, so I am sorry for that. Anyway, this is going to be my vision for the Children of the Night organization that I want to start. It is a religious and spiritual organization. I have specific teaching stuff I am putting down on paper to get published through lulu.com. And that will be, as far as books, teachings go, those will be the teachings stuff of my organization. I mean, the Temple of the Vampire has its own teachings. The Art of Strigoi V has its own teachings. House Kefaru has its own teachings. So if I'm going to start an organization, I need to have my own teachings, beliefs, ideology, and practices, which I am putting down on paper to be published. Now, that being said, yes, it is a religious and spiritual organization. Left-hand path at that. But I will put it like this. It's going to be more than just an organization. My goal is to target into an organization that is also a vampire community that spreads from Texas through the South to the Mid-Atlantic states. In other words, as my motto is, from the bayous to Baltimore. I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing. I don't think it's just going to be like, I announce it and poof, everybody runs and joins it. It's from the South and Mid-Atlantic. No, it's going to take work. On top of that, it's not just a religious and spiritual organization and vampire community. It is a mutual aid organization as well for members of the vampire community. Whether they're members of our organization and community that springs up around it, or they're a member of the general vampire community. If they, in short, if they are homeless, they have drug addiction, alcohol addiction, mental health issues, they're struggling in their daily side lives, with stuff like food, rent, stuff like that. I want this organization community I envision to get to the point we can help them. Because I've been homeless twice. And both times while having a job. And when I was growing up, I didn't understand, how could a person be homeless if they got a job? Well, I found out how. If your pay isn't enough by the hour to cover your rent, cover a deposit, cover utilities, cover food, cover clothing, cover hygiene products, you can't rent a place. You cannot rent a place if your money is expected to be able to survive if your money doesn't cover all that. So that's why a lot of people that have jobs are homeless, because they know their job doesn't pay them enough to cover their daily necessities. So that's why when I say it's also going to be a mutual aid community society thing, it's because of that there. Because I want to help those in the community, regardless of whether they're a member of the Children of the Night or not, with what they need help with. I don't expect it to be an overnight thing. Now, beyond that, here's also a thing about it. I want to get it into the position where we can build our own clubs. I don't mean build buildings and put up as a club. I'm talking find club buildings that we can rent, turn into our own clubs. Some would be public, which means anybody within the vampire community, goth community, anybody looking to experience a goth or vampire club could come in, experience it, and then decide for themselves whether this is something they really want to get into. So it would be for actual 100% people that are goth, 100% people that are vampires, but it would also be for tourists to come in, experience it, and if they leave, hey man, it was interesting. Then so be it. Well, they come in, they're actually interested, they come in, they like it, they start coming back to it, and get into the community. But also, here's another part of my vision on clubs, would be to start private clubs, meaning you have to be a member, you have to be a card-carrying member of the Children of the Night, or somebody that's been vetted by people And so that you're known, that you're trustworthy, they could come in. But in that process there, we'd have to go with something that they could carry with them, so when they come in, they can show it, so they would know, okay, they're not a member of the Children of the Night, but they still get in because they've been vetted. So that's stuff I am working on there as far as working the ideas out. Now, beyond that, all of that I've just talked about, I would also want to be able to start our own events. I mean, most of the events you think of are corporate in nature. What I mean by corporate is you spend big money, right? You spend big money to go to these events, which means people setting them up, hosting them, all that. They make big money off of you spending big money. I want to create events that anybody in the community, anybody also, whether they're part of Children of the Night, or they're just people in the general vampire community, or greater vampire community if you want to, or the mainstream vampire community, as I call it, that hears about it, they can't afford to go to like endless nights and go, hey, I'm going to go here. And when it's built up an alternative, is what I want to do. The entire thing is to build a community that is an alternative to the more corporate approach to the vampire community that so many leaders and houses and such in the vampire community take. I mean, that's my vision. I mean, it's not something that I'm gonna think that I could do just like that right there. Tomorrow it's all established. No, this is gonna take hard work. It's gonna take months, years, but it's worth it. And I'm not doing it on a global scale like some people are. I'm more interested, as I said, from the bayous to Baltimore. In other words, from the American South through the Mid-Atlantic states. In other words, I'm thinking regional. If after that somebody else wants to get involved outside that region, we'll just expand. But right now, I've got my goal set is from Texas to the Mid-Atlantic states, from the bayous to Baltimore. This is just what I wanted to talk about. Now, as far as the beliefs go that I'm promoting, I will admit it's the 10-path belief system when it comes to vampirism, but it's also rooted partly in Celtic Druidism, not just strictly what most people think of when they think of the left-hand path. So, I will see you later. Stay strong and stay in power.